Did you miss out on Pulse? Or maybe you realize that you don't have enough. Well, there might still be a way for you to capitalize on early ground floor level PulseChain prices. Hey there guys, Crypto Minimalist here. Today I'm going to be talking about the newest element of the PulseChain ecosystem. The answer to many's PLS dilemma could be to participate in the liquid loans sacrifice. The sacrifice period is now live and running until March 18th. I have included a link down below in the video description to the official sacrifice website. If you use the link I've provided and sacrifice at least 500 USD equivalent, that will qualify you for a 5% bonus of extra loan token sacrifice points. Please remember that all sacrifices must be sent in the form of eligible stablecoins. That would be either USDC, USDT Tether, BUSD, DAI, or Terra USD. Those are 5 stablecoins. And you will also need to send from a non-custodial wallet that you hold the keys to, like MetaMask. To more thoroughly explain why holding the loan token may be the next best thing to owning Pulse, I will leave you with Jesse from Liquid Loans. Have a great rest of your day and be thankful to say, I'm still holding.
Now, a loan token does the exact same thing, but it's earning you a share of Pulse, and it's earning you a share of USDL whenever somebody takes a loan against their Pulse. You can imagine that the value of this token may follow the value of Pulse. When Pulse goes up in value, loan token goes up in value. When Pulse goes down in value, loan token goes down in value. And the reason for that is people's loans will get bigger and bigger and bigger as the value of Pulse goes up. So if somebody's taken a loan and they've collateralized some Pulse, but then their Pulse goes way up in value, that person is now heavily over collateralized. So what you tend to see happen is their loan just gets bigger. They just say, well, now I'm in a position where I'm so over collateralized, let me mint myself some more USDL. So they mint them some USDL, and then a portion of that goes to the stakers. So it's kind of cool because as the value of Pulse grows on the Pulse chain, you'll actually see more and more and more USDL come into existence. And then as the value of Pulse goes down, you'll actually see people start paying back their loans, and you'll see USDL total supply start shrinking. And it'll kind of be a direct reflection of the performance of Pulse itself, right? If Pulse goes up in value, you'll see more USDL in existence. If Pulse goes down, you'll see less USDL in existence. But the fees from all this always feed straight over to the stakers of the protocol. Now, what does that look like for potential returns of those that stake? It's really interesting because let's say you get in early on a share, okay? And the share happens to be called the loan token. And the value at which you got it, your psychological value, or if you waited and bought it on the open market or something, let's say it was really cheap. Let's just throw a number out there. Let's just say it was 10 cents. For you, maybe you got in at like 10 cents, okay? Now, let's say Pulse does 100x. Let's say loan tokens this ecosystem is kind of following along. And let's say the loan token does 100x as well, okay? So now it costs $10 for a single loan token. So you as a staker who got in early, who might have a lot of these things, only had to pay 10 cents a piece for them. Somebody who comes in later who wants the same USDL volume of fees coming to them would have to pay $10 for the same amount of USDL collection daily that you got for 100 times less, right? You paid 100 times less than a later participant, you're collecting 100 times more the fees than them. Okay. And if Pulse just goes up and up and up, and you could really moon math this all day long. If Pulse did a 10,000x, for example, there's a real potential. You got in on this staking token and are collecting 10,000 times the fees as a later participant who came in with the same dollar value. And it never expires. There's no time limit. You stake these things, you put them in, you stake them for as long as you want. If you feel the need to unstake for whatever reason and hold it liquid and not be earning free money, which doesn't make any sense, you are welcome to do that. You're also even welcome to go sell it on a DEX if you'd rather do that. But you have to consider, let's say it runs up in price, it's following along with Pulse, and you say, wow, I just did 100x on this thing. Let me go sell it. Would you rather sell it for some quick gains, or would you rather have 100 times the fees for all of eternity for the rest of time and pass that wallet address down from generation to generation with ever increasing fees for the rest of your life and then other people's lives, or as long as the blockchain's alive, right? Would you kill the golden goose by selling it? If it literally is just shoving into your account endless USDL every time somebody takes a loan out? Probably not. Now, this entire system is very, very healthy for the PulseChain ecosystem. And the reason why is because since it's the community of stakers and users of Pulse, okay, so you're using Pulse, you're not selling your Pulse. That's one reason why it's healthy for the ecosystem. Two, one, you're convincing people to lock it up and never sell their Pulse. Okay, that's very, very good for price action of Pulse. What else happens here? You have the fees that go to the users and believers in Pulse. Okay, what will those people typically do with their USDL that they're collecting, or their Pulse that they're collecting? Well, they're probably going to buy more Pulse with the fees that they're earning, or maybe they'll go buy some Hex or some PulseX or something like that. It keeps the money and the fees inside of our own community. Instead of putting the fees, instead of it being a centralized party and all the fees leave the community, it keeps the fees inside of the community. So it's an endless loop of us just continuing to buy the things that we like to buy, which happens to be our own community stuff, right? Pulse, PulseX, Hex, it's some more of these loan tokens, whatever the case may be. All right, it's extremely healthy for the ecosystem, and all of it is price positive.